Hi YouTube, Videos back at you for another video. In this video we're going to be looking at some new photos from filming for Season 7 of The Walking Dead. Now this video does contain spoilers for the comic book and the TV show, so consider this your spoiler alert. And also some of these photos are actually older, but some have just been released. So let's get started. Again, spoiler alert. We're going to talk about spoilers, so consider this your final spoiler alert. So the first couple pictures we're going to look at is actually at Alexandria. And the first one we can see we have Rick and Aaron and Father Gabriel in the background, and they're coming out of a house. Now this house, I think it's one of the ones that has all the weapons inside, so I think that's that building. And also another cool thing to notice is that Rick is holding Lucille, which means that Negan is at Alexandria. And also, for comic readers, we know a scene just like that happens in the comic book, where Negan gives Lucille to Rick. Now, I'm not going to say why that happens, but it's cool to see that we're going to be seeing that come to life in Season 7. And if you look at the picture on the right, we can clearly see Lucille in Rick's hand, so there's no misunderstanding there because it's clear as day that Rick is holding Lucille. And then we can see more photos from that same location, and this time we see Enid coming out, and then the other picture shows Carl and Olivia coming out of the building. Now, up to this point, what we know for sure is that Aaron, Rick, and Carl are safe from being the Lucille victim. So that much is clear until now, and then we're going to eliminate some more people as we go down. But other than that, there's nothing more to talk about for these photos. It's just something major is happening in the house probably, because there's a lot of people going in and coming out of this building. And like I said, this particular building has all the weapons inside. So I'm thinking this is the point where Negan comes to Alexandria and collects his share, and like in the comic book, he goes to the place where they have all the weapons and he takes the weapons as well. So I think this is what we're going to be seeing. The next picture is another picture of Father Gabriel and also Aaron. Then we have this crazy picture. We have Negan, of course Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Negan, and we have Norman Reedus who plays Daryl. And even though this may be another possible elimination of a character from the lineup as being not the victim, so saying Daryl is not going to be the victim, but to me it doesn't really look like Daryl. It looks like a Daryl lookalike, and if you look clearly, he looks a bit fatter than Daryl does, and I think to me that's a clear sign that maybe it's not Daryl. And of course I could be wrong, but my first thought is that it's not Daryl. And I remember Norman Reedus doing an interview where he said that he has a lot of lookalikes. And I think this ties back into this picture because this looks like his lookalike and not himself. But other than that, we can see Negan there, and he of course has the beard, but that's an older picture. This was before he shaved it off, and I think this is like episode 4 or 5 from Season 7. And then we have another picture at Alexandria where there's a bunch of saviors coming in. And as I said, these saviors probably came with Negan and they're there to collect their share. Then we have another photo of 2 actors leaving set. One is Austin Emilio, who plays Dwight, and another is the actor who plays Spencer. I'm not sure about his name, but it's interesting to see them leave set and that they have been seen filming at Alexandria as well. Another interesting thing is that Spencer being at Alexandria and Negan being there, there's something going on there. For comic readers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And we also saw a hint of that in the trailer of Season 7 as well. Then we have another crazy picture. We have some mattresses lined around by the side of the road. And it might not look like a big spoiler, but for comic readers, if you think about where Carl was hiding when he shot all of the saviors, when he was hiding in the back of the truck and they opened the door and he opened fire and killed them all. There was a lot of mattresses and he was hiding in between them. And to me, it looks like that's what they could be filming. So it's very interesting. And it looks like our wishes are going to be coming true and we're going to see that scene play out, which is very exciting. And then we have some photos of the people from the kingdom. There's nothing really to say about that, but the thing that I want to say about this is whenever we see pictures of horses or of people with armor looking outfit, we can assume they're from the kingdom. So that's all I wanted to say about that, is that that's how we can identify people from the kingdom. Then we have this crazy picture of the sanctuary, and as you can see, it looks like the front is where they have their walker shield, and where I have the circle is basically where they would put all of their walker shield, like they do in the comic book as well. And also, where I have the arrow is probably where we saw Dwight in the trailer of season 7 looking out and eating a sandwich, if you remember. And also, the place where all the walkers would be, we saw something in the trailer as well, where there's a walker and there's a pole through their chest, and it looks like that's exactly where that was taken from as well, from that particular location where I have circled. Then we have some pictures of another location, and it looks like this is Jekyll Island, which is where they're going to be filming their beach scene. Now it's very interesting, and if you remember from my previous video, I think this relates to the ocean side, and it looks like they're going to be bringing that in earlier. And there's a boat as well, and for comic readers, we know exactly what that's referring to and what storyline that's talking about. Like I said, it's probably related to the ocean side. And then we have another great picture of Jekyll Island, and it looks like there are a lot of dummies or bodies in the water, and it fits the description they gave for the scenes that are going to be shot at Jekyll Island. So that's very interesting. And then we have a junkyard, and it looks like they're going to be filming something there as well. Now, I think this relates back to the scene they filmed at Jekyll Island, so I think these two scenes kind of go together, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a new community or it's going to be in the way of them getting to the ocean side or the beach location for that scene. And then we have a picture of Jesus. But what's interesting is that he was actually seen filming with these people. Now, these people, we have never seen them before, and I think they're not part of the Saviors. So if you look at them, they look very different than the Saviors did. And as you saw the picture I showed from the Saviors, they looked very different. They looked like they were all men and they were huge. Now these people look like they're smaller, and it looks like they're all females. And it's very interesting because I think this goes back to the casting call we got for a new leader. I think that leader is going to be the leader for these group of people. So, of course, I could be wrong again, but to me it looks like that's what it is. And we see more of these people, and there are some males, but it's looking like it's mostly females, like I said. And it's very interesting. It looks like they're wearing all black. We have more pictures of them, and then we can see they have a lot of weapons. They have knives, a lot of knives, and it reminds me of the wolves. So it's going to be very interesting to see. But one thing to note is that these scenes are probably going to play out in the second half of season 7. So episode maybe 9 or episode 10. So we're going to see them pretty early in the second half of the season, but it's going to be interesting to see how they relate to the storyline, and if they're a new community or if they are related somehow to the kingdom and to the hilltop. What is interesting is that Jesus was also seen filming with them, so like I said, it could be that they're related to the hilltop, but we have to wait and see. And then the last couple photos I want to show is actually very interesting. We have some photos of Aaron, Sarah, Rick, and Michonne, and they were shooting a very intense scene. Not sure what this is about. Maybe it's relating back to the people in the black, or maybe some other group, or maybe the Saviors, but I'm not sure. But it looks like Michonne, Rick, Aaron are safe. Like I said, from previous, we know Carl is safe as well, and possibly Daryl. So the Lucille victim is looking more and more like Glenn and Abraham, like was described in the spoiler and the leak. So it's interesting to see if we're being fooled or if this is actually what's happening. And if it is what's happening, then they have done a terrible job at keeping the cliffhanger a secret, because it was spoiled very early, and they didn't do a very good job at keeping that secret. But other than that, this was all the pictures, and it's very interesting to see how this season is going to play out. It looks like there's going to be a lot of action, there's going to be a lot of new characters and new communities, and it's going to be great to see how it fits the storyline. Another thing I want to mention is that we have not seen a lot of pictures from the Saviors in the second half of the season, so it looks like they're kind of doing a side story and then possibly going back to the Saviors afterwards, or maybe they're going to merge the two storylines together. But we're going to have to wait and see. But these were very interesting pictures, and like I said, we could get a lot of information out of these pictures just by looking at them. But leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about these pictures? And was there anything I missed? Was there anything that you guys saw that I didn't notice? So share your thoughts in the comment section. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back for another video.